everybody, welcome back to Two Tall Stitchers. I'm Jennifer. This is my mom, Carol.
Hi.
It is Saturday afternoon as we film. It is sunny and warm and windy in Indianapolis, and we're spending the day together. We went stitching this morning. We had lunch together. We got got exciting errands.
That was fun.
And then we came back to my mom's house, and you moved the deck chairs on the Titanic so we could use the table. And now we're ready to check in with all of you.
Yeah.
So thanks for coming back if you've been here before. And if you're new here, hope you enjoy it. Hit a like button, hit a subscribe button if you really enjoy it. And let's jump into it.
Okay.
We had a couple of people who mentioned us since last time we filmed. The first one is Lemonade Stitcher, and you met her in...
Yes, I did.
The shop, I think.
Yes, I did.
Yeah, you mentioned that
I
last time.
last time, yeah.
And then Stitching Owl mentioned us again, and also Victoria Needs. So thank you all very much for the mentions. We really appreciate them.
Yep.
And then you had a fun call on Wednesday.
Yep, on Wednesday I was at Stitch Group, and Vicki called from the store and said, 2 of your viewers are here, or 2 of your fans, she said. And so unfortunately, if I'd been home, I would have run to the store because it's only 5 or 10 minutes. But I was far enough away that I couldn't get back in time. So I'm sorry I missed you guys. And hope you had a good time at StitchCon. And hopefully we'll get to meet again. Yeah. Maybe next year Jen and I will get to go. Yeah. That would be nice.
I have my StitchCon 2024 shirt on because a year ago this weekend I was there having a very good time. And I watched all the pictures and videos this year. I did not sign up to go because I didn't know with graduation and holidays if I would be able to go. And it turned out probably for the good, because instead we signed up for the Chantel's 141 retreat in September with Robin Pickens, which we're very excited about.
Yeah,
so
it's going to be fun.
That is a great trade-off for me. You know, I was thinking about it this morning and trying to decide, like, do I think I want to go back to StitchCon next year? Because I probably could. I mean, there's nothing already on the calendar. And then I thought, there's so many retreats that, you know, like someday I'd love to go out to Oregon and go to one of the Acorns and Threads retreats.
I'd like to go to Library Stitchers.
Library Stitchers is the same weekend as our retreat next year, I heard. But,
bummer.
Yeah, but again, I would love to go there. Or just go out and like stitch with all the gals out in Maine for a day.
Yeah, that would be fun. Yes. More than a day.
There's, you know, that Welcome Stitchery up in Minnesota has retreats. So anyway, there's so many places to go. I think
so many choices.
Spread the retreat options. Not to say I won't ever go back to StitchCon. Watch, now that I've made this big speech, I'll be there next year. But it was fun, and it's fun to think about the memories of it. Yeah. So today you have our quilt of the day. Yes. You want to tell us about this vintage quilt in your collection?
This as far as my faded memory goes, was a block of the month in our guild. 2006. It's on the agenda.
January 2006.
And I guess I won the blocks. And so I had them all to put together, and then my friend Betty came up from Houston, and I was like, I don't know what to do. And she suggested putting in the red cornerstones, which really made it pop. So today I was looking at all my quilts, and I said, I don't think I've shown this one before. So yay. It's scrappy, but it's all blues, so it's okay.
And I think it's quilted with different snowflakes in each of the blocks, and then snowflakes on the border. And I bet you Paul quilted this for you.
I think so.
Yeah, it says it was finished April of 2007.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
which would have been right after you broke your hip.
Was it? Okay.
Yeah, because you broke your hip in February of 2007, right before Jack was born.
That's right.
Yeah.
So it was still laid up. You must have taken it to him. But two blocks ran.
You already had it back and you just had to bind it.
2 blocks ran. This one, and where's the other one?
There's another one, I think.
And they're the same fabrics.
Yeah.
In the block. I don't know.
Oh, it's way up there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But other than that, I'm really pleased with it.
It's a very pretty. She always says that she doesn't like scrappy unless it's 3 shades of blue. This quilt fits the bill.
Qualifies.
I think that's what you liked about this block, because you didn't always participate in block of the month, because some months you were like, I would not want to win those blocks.
No.
But this was a good one.
This was a good one.
Blue and white.
And I won.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's kind of exciting.
I don't think I've ever shown my red, white, and blue quilt that I won the blocks for.
Oh.
I'll have to look back. Maybe that'll be my quilt
Yeah,
next time.
look for it.
Yeah. Okay, life updates. What's been going on since last time?
Well, my friend Paula. Hi, Paula.
Hi, Paula. Our friend Paula.
Our friend Paula. Okay, our friend Paula.
You don't get to claim her all for yourself.
She came over last Wednesday, and we went to Stitch Group, and then we went to the store, and then Wednesday night, we went to Costco and bought some really good shrimp, and she bought a really nice cake, so we had shrimp and cake for dinner. I fixed a really killer meal, gave my husband a hot dog and a baked potato. We didn't share the shrimp with him. And then Thursday, we went down to Mystic Fabrics, which is the new store in Rushville. And
where's your basket?
It's right down here. I'm going to show it.
Okay.
And I finally picked up my door prize, because when we went down on opening day and I won the door prize, surprised me because I didn't know what I won. Based on what I thought I won versus what I won. And you'll see it in a few minutes. And so we went down to there, and then I guess, we were going to stop at Zigzag, but the freeway was under construction and the exit was closed, which really aggravated me, because to go past it and come back would have been way too much driving. So we didn't go. And then Friday, we met Jennifer for lunch, and we went to Back Door in Greenwood, and Paula had been there not too long ago, and she wanted to try and get some more fabric, and I'll show you what I got there too, and you got some stuff too. Yeah.
I won that day.
Yeah,
I spent the most.
You did. And then Friday night we went and had sushi, because Paula really likes sushi, and she lives in a little tiny town of Colfax, which you blink and you're through it,
in Illinois.
And so as a result, we've talked about going for sushi a lot, and so we went. And I think she really enjoyed it. She sent pictures to her husband. Hi, Lonnie. Hope you're feeling better. And so it was a great time. And she went home Saturday, just before the storms.
Yeah, we had a good, I spent from Friday lunchtime to about 10 o'clock with her, and it was great to see her. We had a good time together. So
we did.
And hopefully we can do that again soon, either here or there.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Good.
We've been friends for 10 years. We met her at a retreat.
Yeah.
She was there with 2 other friends, and there were, 5 or 6 of us.
Yeah.
And we all wound up in the same relatively small room.
Yep.
And it kind of, we forced ourselves.
Well, it was an 8-person room altogether. So I think there were 5 of us and 3 of them.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it turned out we got to know Paula and Betty, 2 of the 3, and they've become good friends of ours.
They have. Yeah. They have.
So that was fun.
Yep.
The other fun thing that we did is we had my son's graduation party. We had it here at my parents' house because they have a big backyard and ample parking in the neighborhood. We had a very fun day. My dad and the dog chose to stay inside for most of the party. And then when they came out, the kids went nuts when they saw Cindy, and she got tons of pets.
We have a picture.
You're going to send me the picture to
you'll
put
insert
in.
It. Yeah.
And my dad came out and chit-chatted with another old man. They had a good time.
His wife said 2 crazy old men talking.
Yep. And my son just had a great time. It was a fun day.
It was a nice party.
I was so happy to wrap up all the senior year, graduation, last everything. It was good.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it all, and I was ready to be done with it.
The best part, it had been crappy weather all week. It had rained and stormed and wind.
Overnight it rained.
Overnight it rained. And so that morning, they were setting stuff up, and it was really cloudy and yucky, and the patio was all wet, and they were moving stuff around, and the party started at 3, and at 10:03 the sun came out. And it was perfect.
It was perfect.
It was perfect. Yeah, it was really good.
So it was a good time. And then I'm trying to think. We've been watching a lot of Pacers basketball, you and I both.
Oh, yeah.
People who don't really care about sports. We're fair weather fans, so when they're in the finals, we're watching and cheering. Yeah. My husband and I went to see Wicked the other night, and it was on the same night as the game. So the minute the lights came up, he checked his phone and found out the Pacers were ahead. They had a big win Thursday night.
They did. It was great.
But it was great to see Wicked again in the theater. And I think that's about it. The last couple of weeks. We're about to head out on vacation this week, so you'll hear all about that next time. Work's been busy. Yep. Evenings have been busy.
Been busy at the store.
Yeah. We've been playing Bunko with our friends, and I play Mahjong with a couple friends. So, we've just been doing normal stuff.
Yep, we've been stitching. We stitched at the library this morning. And, so it's coming along.
Yep. So, questions from the last episode. I completely forgot to do stats.
She's been really busy at work. She's working like 50 hours a week.
And I didn't even think of it until I got here, and I looked at the agenda and went, I did not do stats. So that also means that I haven't read all the answers, but you have. What did you, now that you took a bite of your mint, anything you want to share from the answers? Our question was, how often do you shop for stitching supplies?
I think it's great. A lot of you shop every week. And a lot of you don't have a local needle shop store.
Yeah.
So as a result, you're doing online stuff and you fill your carts, and then all of a sudden you hit buy.
Yeah. I saw somebody said, I have 3 tabs open right now.
Yeah. And then they're like, okay, and then I'm watching a Flosstube and I have to stop and put it in my cart. And I'm guilty of that. I actually did that this week.
Yeah.
And I bought it. I can't find a picture of it now, but
yeah.
Oh, I know where I can find it. I'll find it. But yeah, it was neat to read your stories. And it turns out that I'm not the only crazy shopper. Thank you. Thank you.
Well, I'll do those stats. We'll have double stats next time. So great. All right. We had a couple of questions. Shar asked if I plan to frame my reindeers. The original plan was yes. I was going to try and get the frame that they have on the back of the pattern because I saw it in real life at Acorns and Threads. They had one left, and my grand plan was to have her bring it to market in one of her empty suitcases. But as you may remember, I'm a little tight on the edge. So I don't know now exactly what I'm going to do. First, I'm just going to finish the piece, and then we'll figure out how I'm going to fully finish it. Ideally, I would like to frame it, but I don't know yet exactly how I'll do that.
Yeah, we talked about it at Stitch Group today, and I said you could always sew a little bit on each side and then frame it fairly tight. And somebody else said, well, you could just sew complementary fabric and have that show inside the frame, kind of like Robin Pickens does.
Yeah,
you could do something like that.
I might.
That would. I hadn't thought about that. You could mount that on a board and then put a wintry one behind it.
It's a big piece to mount on a board.
You're good. You can do it.
We'll see. To be determined. Not a priority at the moment. And then Sharon asked about the email for the bookmarks that I was stitching. It's a modern folk embroidery. I don't have it with me today. That was part of a limited book that's released by a group called Spellbound Stitches. It was volume 3, so they've done this 3 times, and it was only available in November of last year. So you can Google Spellbound Stitches and maybe see if you're still able to get the book somehow, or maybe the individual designers have released the patterns, but they were done as a fundraiser for literacy. And the way they worked it is you gave a donation to one of the charities that they mentioned, or a local literacy focused charity. You sent them a receipt of your donation and they sent you the patterns for free. So it was a great way. I supported the Dolly Parton Imagination Library. Both of my kids got those books when they were growing up and we loved them. So I was like, this is a no-brainer. So keep an eye out. Spellbound Stitches. I'm sure they will do, well, I'm not sure. Maybe they'll do a volume 4 at some point. And again, I don't know if the individual designers release their bookmarks afterwards. Maureen and Mary Ellen asked where in Pennsylvania my daughter will be working. She will be in Franklin, Pennsylvania at the Wildcat Mansion. My friend's son bought the mansion
4 or 5 years ago.
I was going to say like late COVID, 21, 22, 23 maybe. Probably 21, 22.
Earlier than that, yeah.
And he has this vision of creating it as a destination place for events and theater activities and music in the middle of nowhere, Pennsylvania. So she's going out in the beginning of July, and she'll be there for about 5 weeks, and they're going to put on 3 shows while she's there. So should be a good time. You can find Wildcat Mansion on Facebook, and if you're anywhere in the kind of northeastern Pennsylvania area and want to go northwestern, correct? Northwestern Pennsylvania.
Think Oil City.
Yeah. And would like to go see one of the shows, that'd be awesome. And it would be even more awesome if you asked where the princess is and told her you were a watcher of our videos. Oh, yeah. That would blow her mind. So,
and especially if you said, and I've watched you. That would really, yeah.
So that's where she's headed.
I just have to tell you, the grandchildren are still blown away by this. They're just still shocked.
Yeah.
Still shocked.
Mm-hmm. And then I think Boojum asked about where I got my shirt last time. It was a gift from a friend from an Etsy shop, and I did not have a chance to look it up. But I bet if you take a screenshot and do a Google image, you'll find it. Or just search around Etsy for cross stitcher since the year t-shirts. I bet you'll find it.
Yeah. Sounds good.
All right. Anything else?
I can't think of any other questions now.
All right. Should we jump into some whips?
Sure.
You ready to talk stitching?
Yeah.
All right. Where do you want to start?
You can start.
Okay.
You've got a lot.
All right. So I think when we filmed last, I was working on Kaleidoscope. I'm pretty sure that was a Sunday, and it was Sunday afternoon. I'd been working on it in the morning, and I kept going for a little bit longer. I have no memory of what I had done last time, so not sure what you've seen and what's new, but I got started on the next motif, the one that's blue and green and partly filled in.
So pretty.
And I might have stitched another letter, I'm not sure. And then I got to the point where I was done. This is on 40 count butter, and it is with the called for DMC colors. As you can see, some of the super light greens and super light yellows don't show up great, but I think they're fine.
I think up close it'll show up
better. And I think
it
will be fine once it's ironed and framed. So I worked more on that, and then I got to a point where I was like, okay, good enough, ready to move on. So that's Kaleidoscope.
I've been working on the Erin Elizabeth Believe, and I bought the opalescent fabric down at Mystic Fabrics in Rushville, and so I did actually stitch on it this time. I got more done over here. I didn't get a ton done, but I got some done, and I think I may have done a little bit. I finished a couple of letters, so it's coming along. But I've been stitching other stuff, so this hasn't been a priority, but I love the fabric it's on. I love the fabric.
Yeah, it's really pretty. Do you know the color or name of the fabric? Is it in your bag? I'll hold it up so they can look at it a little bit longer while you look for that.
Hang on.
I think you can see
it's
the
right
opalescent.
Here. It's hidden. Fudge.
Good thing she just said fudge.
Yes. Trying to be good. It's Dreamy Opal Lugana 28 count.
Yeah, it's really pretty fabric. And you have a lot of it left.
Oh yeah, I bought a fat quarter. Yeah.
Yeah.
But when I saw it, when we were out there, and I had always liked this pattern, and I saw that and I thought, oh, okay. That's a done deal. So yeah.
So I did Stitch Mania, and I alternated between whips and new starts, and I kept going since we talked last with a whip and then a new start, and I finished 2 of my new starts. So all you're gonna see is 3 whips. So the next whip that I went back to is a fan favorite, Gathering Acorns, that little chipmunk, squirrel, I don't know. Chipmunk is super cute, and boy, that is a lot of brown. But it's okay, it's worth it because it is
Look at him. He
gorgeous.
Is adorable.
So I worked a little bit on his tail. I'm not allowing myself to finish the tail before I make more progress on the basket, because I'm pretty sure once I finish the tail, I'm gonna wanna be done because he'll be his whole cute self. So I kept working down the basket. I got the 2nd row of acorns finished, and the 3rd row, that's as far as they get finished. And I'm down to the top of the basket. But I still need to fill in the leaves on the other side.
I was gonna say, are you gonna do all this stuff around here?
Yeah, hold it up and we can.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm gonna do everything. That's the plan, all the border sections and pieces. So I still have quite a bit to go, but this is
so cute. Oh my gosh, he's adorable.
It's fun. I like working on it, and Like I said, it's a lot of brown. It's one of those I work on for a while and then I'm good with brown. This is on 36 count vanilla latte from Be Stitch Me with all the called for colors, which are all DMC except for one of the colors that's in the tail and in some of the acorns, which is maple syrup from Gentle Arts. So that's gathering acorns.
It's adorable.
Moving along one step at a time.
Here's the,
Yeah.
and then I think I showed you last time, much to Jennifer's delight, when I was checking in orders, you know, just before our last Flosstube, I came across this one, which is called Spring Snippets, or Springtime Snippets by Little Robin Designs. And I thought it was really neat, but I don't like the colors.
Yeah.
I think they're too, for spring, to me, they should be bright and cheery. So, to be bright and cheery, I finished the bloom, and I did it on pink, and it's...
Do you know which thread you used?
Yes, I used to belong, I was in the Color and Cotton Brights Club every month, so I went through and I pulled my brights. And so that's the pink. It's called, oh, here, hang on. I had it in my head, but my head is not attached to my body, obviously. Where are you? Here it is. Hang on. It's coming. So is Christmas. It's called Candy Hearts. This was the color. This was the color.
Mm-hmm.
It's very variegated. I think it's really pretty. And then I started Hop this morning when I finished that and stitching. And I'm using this color, which is Raincoat. And it's a variegated yellow.
Mm-hmm.
You can see it started right down there.
Yeah.
And then the third one, which will be Spring, we're going to have Green Sheep. I'm using Goosebumps. So that's the color. That's going to be the third one.
Yeah.
I just wanted them to be bright. I didn't think it was very bright.
Those are great spring colors.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, you know, obviously it won't be ready. And I'm stitching that on. I actually have it. 36 count Edinburgh linen antique white. And I'm doing 1/2. I love it. I love doing 1/2.
Yeah, you were talking about something recently, or maybe it was on our last Flosstube, that it was one of your first times to do 1/2, and
Yep.
you like it way more than you thought you would.
Yeah, I do.
Good.
I do. Fun, fun, fun.
I have one more whip, and it's a big one. It's my crystal reindeer.
Yay.
So during Stitch Mania, this was my last whip to work on. This is Crystal Blitzen. There's the aforementioned frame that I was talking about. Might make it work. We'll see.
I think so.
And here's where I am on Blitzen. I was working on him this morning. As a reminder, I have 8 rows to the edge. That's about, it's 3/8 of an inch, I think. Plenty of room.
Oh, yeah.
I changed the pattern. So the pattern has him with a candy cane sled, and I did not like that because all the other ones are brown sleds. And actually, if you look closely at the back where they're all shown, it is shown as stitched with the same colors as all the other threads. So I'll be doing his name in the candy cane colors, I think. All I have left is the candy canes that are going to hang down here, and the candy cane scarf, and then a lot of back stitching. Oh, and his name, Blitzen, down here. I will probably work on this the next couple days. I don't think I'll get it done right away, but I look forward to it.
And you won't take it on vacation, it's too big.
I won't.
There's
and
too much.
Here it is, still in the Q-snap. There's a reindeer hiding where it's hooked in.
And it's so pretty, it's an opalescent.
This is, yes,
Gorgeous.
36 count antique white or white opalescent. I don't know where my bag is. Anyway, with all the called for DMC threads with just that one adjustment to the pattern that I mentioned. That's my last whip.
Okay. Then we have finishes. The last time I showed you I was working on Imprints Stitch and Maker by Heart and Hand. Mm-hmm. And this was where I was doing the 1/2. And it was so much fun that I did it twice. One set will probably become a swap for one of the retreats that I go to. And so, yeah, so I'm kind of excited because they went so quickly. They're like 57 by 57. They weren't bad at all.
Yeah.
And
They're so tiny.
Yeah.
They're so pretty.
But they're pretty, yeah.
And this is 32 count Belfast Platinum.
And it was done, I used, it's a Classic Colorworks, but I picked my own colors, and I have it downstairs. I have a whole lot of colors. I could tell you what I changed it to, but I just went through my overdyes and said, okay, use them. Don't go buy more.
Yeah.
Don't go buy more.
They look just great.
Yeah, so I'm really pleased
so
with them.
little.
I know, they're tiny. They were so much fun to do.
Cute.
They just stitched up like that.
Yeah.
And I like the scissors because they were a blue, but that's a gray, but I just think it's a pretty blue gray.
It is.
And
I'll show that again.
yeah, so I was really pleased. Turn it this way because the light is no,
This way?
that way.
Yeah, this way.
Closer. All right, never mind. That's it. You can see it. Done.
And then you went crazy patriotic.
Yeah, and then, do you have any whips?
Oh, finishes.
You can go
I do.
finishes,
okay.
yeah.
My first finish was one of my Stitch Mania starts, Mad for Plaid, and I was working on the summer piece. I had bought the thread pack in Cosmo Threads last summer, no, 2 summers ago when we went to Acorns and Threads, and I found it didn't have the purple. It only had one of the purples, not both of the purples. So one of these, the darker purple, is subbed, but I was able to finish this out. This is on 32 count charcoal Lugana with the Cosmo threads, except for the dark purple here. And I just love how pretty it is.
Really pretty.
I have FFO'd the other 2 that I have finished, spring and autumn, in the, I think it's called On the Ledge finishing piece from Chantel's 141. And I plan to finish this one that same way. So it'll get mounted and then put on a fabric mounted board, and then it'll
Be magnetized.
Yes.
It'll stick to the board.
Yes, I will glue magnets to the back of it, and it will go onto the board so it can rotate out. Hopefully that will be a FFO pretty soon here, because I still have spring upstairs and it's officially summer now, so it's time to get that done and display it. So that was my first finish.
Do you have a lot or?
Nope, just 2.
Okay. You know, I talked about needing to do some patriotic stuff and everything. Well, I got a little carried away. This one.
Which, you want to start here?
Yeah, that one was from the Primrose Cottage, I think it's July 4th, the one I have downstairs. I pulled out one segment of it.
Okay.
Okay. And then this one, I can't remember.
Was a freebie from
It's a freebie,
Emily
I think.
Call
Oh yeah,
Stitching.
it might be a freebie. And then this one is from the Cross Stitch magazine for the summer. And I saw that. Who was doing it? Somebody was doing it. And I was like, oh, I have to have that. So I went and I got it, and they all stitched up so quickly.
Yeah.
So I was hoping to get them to made into pillows, because someone did ask me next time if I was, you know, what I was working on, and I posted some pictures. They're not pillowed yet, but they're done.
Yeah.
They're done.
I love the colors. You chose color and cotton for those 2?
Yep. These 2, and then this one, I'm not sure. I'd have to look. That may have been a week's. Mm-hmm. But because they're not brights. These 2 were definitely color and cotton.
Yeah.
And the other one I think is weeks.
I think we were here one day, or it was after we filmed the last time, you were calling the local bookstore to see if they had a copy of the magazine. And I knew why she was buying the magazine, because somebody had showed it either on Instagram or on their Flosstube. And I thought, oh, Mom's definitely buying that magazine so she can stitch that one.
She did. Yep.
Is there anything else good in that magazine? Did you like anything else?
Not really.
Okay.
But you can
It was
look at
worth
it.
it for the one.
Yeah. I mean, it was like $9, and you pay that much for one pattern.
Mm-hmm.
So this way, if you see anything you like, then you'll have a free pattern.
It's worth it. Yeah.
Yeah.
My second and last finish is the Blackbird Designs. I don't know if the design is Info Glory or it's Reward of Merit Pink Heap. This had 2 names, and I understand it's now in one of the Blackbird books. So if there's a book by either of these names, you might already have the pattern. I bought this on a sale table at a retreat, probably ours. And I had never stitched a blackbird before, and I really enjoyed stitching this. So it is a finish. It's about
5 by 7.
5 by 6 probably.
It'll probably go into 5 by 7.
I'm gonna make it a big pillow.
Oh, okay.
With lizard litter, so it's a heavy pillow.
Okay.
Yeah.
It would also be a pretty project bag.
Oh, it would. Yeah.
You know, with patriotic.
I made one change. The door was supposed to be the same color as the roof, and I didn't want a brown door. I wanted a pretty door, so I changed it to that light blue. I used some called for colors, and the ones I didn't have, I just switched to DMC that I did have. So that is In Full Glory, Reward of Merit Pin Keep. I love the flag on this.
Yeah, I was going to say, I have to laugh though, because you look at the size of the house and you look at the size of the flag. Yeah. If you really had a flag that size on your house, it would be, you know, 20, 25, 30, 40 feet.
Well, look at the size of the plant.
And the plant, yeah. That was the other thing I was going to mention, the plant also, and even the bird. Is that a bird?
It's an eagle.
You know, an eagle.
Yeah.
You know, boy, if you had that eagle sitting on your house, he'd be pooping like crazy on you.
These are strawberries. Strawberries the size of a full window.
Yeah, the perspective is off, but I mean, it's a lovely pattern and it's stitched up beautifully, but you just look at the perspective thing and they're so out of kilter.
They are, but that's the fun of some of these sampler designs. And this is on, I think it's 30 count lamb's wool. Yeah, 30 count lamb's wool that I bought many years ago, and I've used part of, and now I'm trying to figure out, like,
what can fit.
Can I get a long strip here?
Yeah,
we'll see.
I would think so.
We'll see. It's kind of tight here, but anyway, that is my second finish.
So pretty. So pretty.
Do you have any FFOs?
Yes, I do.
All right.
Somebody hasn't seen these yet.
I have not. I was surprised when she said yes.
Let me get, hang on. I think you saw this that I stitched up, you know, me in words. Well, I gave it to Teresa, and here it is.
Gorgeous.
And see, she put cording and rickrack.
Oh.
Here. Yeah. Yeah, the cording matches the green and the rickrack matches the red.
Really pretty.
Yeah.
Yeah, really pretty finish. Show
I'm
the
really,
pattern.
Yeah, so that's the pattern.
Take your finger off the name.
Sorry.
Or pull it back because the name's at the top.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
What's it called? Christmas?
It's called Christmas Word Tree. You know, anything with words, and it's me.
Yeah. And so, this, I think you pulled colors from your stash as well.
Yes.
If I remember correctly.
Yes, I did.
Oh, that looks great.
Yeah, isn't that pretty?
Yes.
Yeah.
And pretty fabric on the back, too.
She's got such an eye for finishing. She's got such a good color. We always tell our customers, if they're like, well, I said, just do finisher's choice because she's fantastic.
Yeah.
Okay. Then you remember that I got the pattern for my friend, the piece from my friend Bonnie that she had stitched and she passed away. Well, here he is.
Oh.
There he is.
He's perfect.
Isn't he beautiful? He's got velvet on the bottom.
He's a stand-up.
He's a stand-up. When Teresa saw the finished piece, she said, oh, I can see that as a stand-up. And I said, so can I. Have at it.
Yeah. Oh, he looks
Isn't he gorgeous?
Good.
He may be out all year, too, next to my snowman.
Love that.
Yes, she would. Yes, she would. It's a wonderful memory of a good friend.
You need to figure out how to
I know, I have to put some label
on the bottom or the back
that says it was stitched by her.
Says it was stitched by her, yeah.
Isn't that gorgeous?
Oh, it is.
I was so pleased when I saw it.
I love it, Teresa.
Yeah, it's a great job.
And that's pretty cording.
Yeah.
Really pretty. And it's nice and hefty.
It's it's not gonna fall over.
Yeah.
It's gonna sit fine. So so that's my wonderful finish.
You sleep with it like a stuffed animal?
No. No. And she used, I don't know if she used 2 different colors of cording or variegated.
It's variegated.
It's variegated. Yeah. But I don't know if you can see it, but the variegation in the cording is great. Very subtle though.
Yeah.
But it goes perfectly with Santa's 2 colors and everything. But so I'm just ecstatic to have this. It means so much.
Yeah. And, that's awesome.
Yeah, she brought it to Stitch Group the other day and I was really excited.
Oh, he looks great.
So so that's my exciting part.
Good.
I was really pleased with that.
I have an almost FFO. I didn't have a chance to get to the very last of it, but I thought I'd bring it anyway and show you. So this is my Cat and Bones by Bent Creek that I stitched during Stitch Mania, and I finished this as a flat fold. And I say it's an almost FFO because I'm going to take these, what are these called? The dots.
It'll come to me. Just hang on.
The dots, and put them around.
Oops. Here, let me hold him.
Yeah. Put them around the edge.
Yeah. Oh, that'll be cute.
Give it a little pop of color.
I can tell you what we've called them, but I don't want to say that.
No, please don't. Please don't. So that just needs to be glued on, and then this will be an FFO. And I found this cute fabric that I had in my stash. It was part of a Halloween fat quarter pack.
Really?
And it's not.
It's not Halloween.
This piece is not terribly Halloween-y, but you're going to see another piece or two from that fat quarter pack in a few minutes, and they were. So I thought it was great with the purple. It pulled out the purple from the stars, and then I'll do the orange pom-poms. That's what they are.
That's it. Yep, yep.
And I'll glue them around the edge. I can't remember. These are Lady Dot from a grab bag. And somehow you can take off the tape and just leave the palms, but I can't remember how to do that. And one time I tried to do it and I unraveled the whole palm.
Thing. Yeah.
So I'm going to look that up before I attempt to do that. And then I will glue that on, and that will be a full finish. So that was fun. Really I got to that last weekend. I didn't have much time for finishing, but when I had a few minutes, I got down there and I got it going.
Yeah, good. FFO challenge, you doing anything with that?
Well, that was almost finished.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How many have you finished this year, do you know?
I think this will when it's done, because I don't write it down until I put the last stuff on it. I think it'll be number 12 or 13.
Wow, that's good.
Somewhere in there.
Yeah.
Yeah. And remember, my goal this year is stay ahead. So I want to FFO more than I finish in my stitching so that I don't add to my pile of unfinished pieces.
Okay.
So I'm just barely ahead right now. But by the time I finish these couple I just showed that are close, then I'll be probably back to even.
Yeah. Okay, Haul and Happy Mail would be next.
Yeah.
And Vicki called me one day and she said, I have a package here for you and Jennifer. And it was from Dana. Oh, sorry. And she sent us these great patterns.
Yes.
They're National Park needleworks, and knowing how Jennifer has been to several of the national parks, it's certainly something
This is Yosemite. Haven't been to that one yet, but it's definitely on the list.
This is Old Faithful.
Yep. At Yellowstone.
This is the Grand Teton.
Grand Teton.
Teton, sorry.
Yep. When you, just FYI, when you put Grand Tetons into Facebook, it automatically translates it to big boobs. Ask me how I know. When you take a nice family picture and you say Grand Tetons and nothing else, the picture posts and it says big boobs. Yep.
Oh, Lord. Okay, and then this one I think she sent for me, not for Jennifer. This is Violet the Snow Woman by Sisters, and it's so cute.
And I have, like, her brother.
Oh, do you?
That I've had forever. I can't remember his name, but we need to find how to get, see this cute little piece? You have to get the little socks. And I should have bought them years and years ago. We're going to have to figure out if we can still get those socks. Button and monkey sock kit. There's a phone number. We'll see if that still works. This is from 2000 though.
They could be.
Who knows?
No longer around.
But we just need to get those monkey socks. So if anybody has an extra monkey sock kit or two, let us know. We'll be happy to buy them off of you.
Yes.
Oh, but yeah, it's adorable. See that?
Oh, cute.
Yeah.
Is that the brother?
That's the sister. This is Violet, and I have one that's a boy.
Oh, okay, but there's two patterns in here.
Yes, the pattern for the sampler and
for
the
her.
little.
Yeah, hold her up closer so you can see her.
Yeah,
I didn't see
that
her
little
there
girl.
First.
And I have one that's almost identical to this, but it's a
maybe we can find baby monkey socks.
Maybe.
Hopefully.
We'll have to look.
But anyway, thank you, Dana. That was wonderful.
Thank you very much.
Those probably will not be giveaways, guys.
Nope.
They're staying here.
Nope. We have more haul.
Oh, okay.
Mail.
Oh, yes.
We went
Yes.
shopping.
Oh, goodness.
You start, because you went to more stores than I did.
Okay.
Start with Mystic, maybe?
Yeah. When Paula was here, we went down to Mystic, and I'm going to do the July not the monthly mini villages that I bought the frame for that I got
Country Cottage.
from Country Cottage. Remember, I got in trouble for that. So anyway, when we were down there, I got this half yard of this fabric, which is gorgeous. And there's 12 of them, and they're only like 4 by 7 or something. So we kind of figured it out, and I think we can fit them all on here. I think I can do 1, 2, 3, and get them all on this fabric. And well, we still have some left, but it's beautiful. The color, Misty dyes her own, and oh gosh, they're so pretty.
Yeah.
And that's a 28 count, 32 count Lugana.
Lugana.
I'm back on 32 count. I'm really liking them. Oh, and when I was working on the bloom the other day, my friend Karen at Stitch Group, we were talking about needles, and I love petite needles. And she had some needles that she got, I think they're Lori Holt, and she had a package of them, so she gave me one. Oh, wow.
That's what Michelle gave you, too.
Yeah, but these are small. These are smaller.
They're smaller?
Yeah. And so anyway, Sue in our group is going to, has an order in her cart, so she's going to add some needles on for me so I don't have to pay any more. Okay, and then if you remember, we went to the grand opening of Mystic, and I won what I thought was the yarn basket. Not quite. Okay. It came with, that was the basket. So it came with these cat stickers, which will go to the princess, because you know I'm not a cat person. And then it came with this neat water bottle, which may go to her since she left hers in IKEA and can't get it back. And then it came with this gorgeous basket. Look at the basket. It's beautiful.
Yeah.
It's really a heavy, sturdy basket. And then on top of that, it came with, get ready for this, you guys, a Taylor Swift sweater. And it fits me. Look at it. It's got stars on it. And it's so soft. So soft. It's got stars on the front and stars on the back.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was a real surprise. I thought I won a yarn basket.
Taylor Swift Midnights.
Yeah.
She doesn't even know that's an album.
She barely knows Taylor. Well, she knows Taylor Swift.
Yeah.
Because of the house in Zionsville that decorated for Taylor Swift. But yeah, so I finally picked up my door prize, which was really good. It wasn't moldy or anything. It was up on the shelf, and Misty said, "You're going to have to reach it because I can't get up there." So I'm tall enough that I was able to get it down. So that was exciting to do that.
Good. And then the next day.
The next day we met at Back Door.
Yes. And as I told you, I won. So I bought a bunch of fabric and some patterns. So I'm going to try and hold up this fabric. These are all Robin Pickens fabrics. And I have a plan for them. So I got the green, and actually the purple is not Robin Pickens, but everything else is that darker purple. And so I picked up all those. That was very fun to shop. They carry quite a few Robin's fabrics at Back Door, and I love her fabrics. So it was good to pick some of those up. Then I had previously purchased canvas to make this bag, the Sandhill bag from Noodlehead. This is the fabric I purchased last year up in Shipshewana.
Hold that the picture a little closer so they can see it. Yeah.
And
it's
bought, it's a canvas.
It's a canvas, yeah.
And then I bought that for the lining.
Oh, pretty, because it matches the X's.
Because it matches the gold X's. So I think those will work very well together. And I have some of the findings that, again, I got up north. And I still need to buy a couple of zippers, and then I'll be ready to start this pattern. And I told my daughter when we went to New York that I was not allowed to come to New York again until I had made this bag, because it would be perfect for a day in the city, because it would fit like a water bottle and your phone and your glasses, all that stuff.
Oh, this is really pretty. It's a pattern. It reads as a solid, but I don't know if you can see the pattern. It's really pretty. Really pretty.
Let me see if it has the selvage on it.
Yes.
This is...
Yeah, there it is.
Whisper Weave 2 TOO by Nancy Halverson for Benartex.
Yeah, it's really
Whisper
pretty.
Weave 2. It's a great tone on tone. They have a nice set of like tone-on-tone color walls at Backdoor. Do you want me to keep going? I'm not done yet. Because remember, I won.
Yeah, go ahead.
Then, because I haven't made the last 2 bags that I've kitted up, I bought another bag pattern. This is the Ultimate Travel Bag from By Annie. As you remember, I recently made a By Annie bag, and I said it was fiddly, and it drove me crazy. So what did I do? Bought another one.
Pattern. And Paula has made that one.
Yes.
She sent us a picture of it. It's really pretty.
It's really pretty. And then this pattern, I'm not going to show you the whole thing because the instructions are on the bottom, but I bought this pattern for Petit 4 baskets. I thought those were really cute.
I didn't see that.
No, you didn't.
Oh.
You were busy shopping. And when we were at the cutting table, I kept looking at this book, and it has really cute stitching in it. But I didn't love the patterns in it, but I did love the embroidery. And then I was like, I could stitch that embroidery on anything I want. So I got this, and you can see a couple of the other pieces. And I'll have to show you the reindeer piece because you know how I am about reindeer. Actually, I really like the
There's several pieces in there that are pretty.
Ones,
yeah.
But there's the reindeer.
He's so cute.
Like a little candle mat, and then there's a pumpkin one and a birdie one and a flower one. So I thought that was really fun. I probably won't make them into like the quilted things. Who knows? Maybe I will. But I really like the embroidery patterns in it, so I went ahead and got that. And that's all.
Oh, okay. When we were at Backdoor, I've shown you this fabric. I bought it
A long time ago.
2 years ago when we were in Maryland for my middle grandson's graduation. And it was this panel. It's a skiing panel. And my oldest grandson is a hot and heavy skier. And I thought, oh, that would be neat to make for him. And at first, when I originally picked it up, I thought it was one full panel. I thought, oh, no big deal. Then when she opened it up, it was like all these pieces. I was like, oh, crud, what am I going to do? Well, I've been kind of looking for patterns, and when we were at Backdoor, Jennifer yells, I found the pattern, and here it is, and look at it, uses that piece right in the middle. Now, I'm not going to put the little wavy things, it's, not going to be a cupboard, but I have, when I bought the fabric, this is the companion that goes with it. So it's this one, and then I bought the blue that goes with it. I have tons of that. And then when I was at Backdoor, I bought the red to go with it. And then I just need a gray or a black, and I think then I may need both.
I bet in your basket down there you would have enough for the gray and the black.
Yeah, so I'm excited now that I finally found a pattern that'll work.
Yeah.
And while we were down there, they've been having the All Indiana Shop Hop for May and June. It ends next week. And I think there were 58 stores. Well, we showed great restraint and did not join that. Did not buy the book. Did not visit 58 stores, although we know there were several people who did. But so when we were checking out, Linda put this in our bag, and that's the pattern.
I thought I got one of those. But...
And and it's got all the Indiana fabric. I don't know if you can see it. There's corn and pioneers, and I don't know what they all are. It's called fish and chips. But anyway, so that's the pattern they put in the bag too.
But if you just look at the
back.
I have to cover it because the instructions are on there. But that's the pattern. You could just take a panel and this will be a good guide for finishing. Oh, I have a quilt that might work for that. My panel is a little bit narrower, but that might work.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I just have to find mine.
So then I was at work. I was good this week. I didn't do anything. But this is the July monthly mini village. And that's what I bought the fabric for. So I have that. And then this one I had ordered, and it came in, and it's from Primrose Cottage, and it's the Cocoa Quilt. And I just love that. So I'll be doing that.
This could be your 4th of July start.
It could be.
Because nobody says you have to start a monthly in January.
Right. Right. Oh, that's a good idea.
I think you have that one already, the Cocoa, don't you?
No.
Okay.
That's new. That's
you checked.
New. Yeah. I'm pretty sure. Don't ask.
Okay.
And then my friend Paula, you guys know I have an obsession with snowmen. My friend Paula made me this little guy. Look at him. Here, move him. With that, isn't he cute? So a little kind of a laying tool, or I guess he's really to help when you're unstitching rather than stitching. But isn't he adorable? So yeah, so that was my thank you, Paula. I love him. I love him. And then it was Karen who gave me the needles. It was her birthday this week, and so Denise made her a lovely cake, and then she made these for everybody. She's great with her cricket and stuff, but she made these, and she put tea in each one. Tea bags, not tea. Tea bags in each one for everybody, and you could just pick out a different color and a different pattern. So yeah, I thought they were really pretty.
They are.
And I'm not a tea drinker, but I got the teapot.
Yeah.
And stuff. And then I was watching Java Girl Stitches the other day, and she does some great finishes. If you've never watched her, I have them listed on the second page.
Oh, okay.
She does some great finishes. She's really, really good. And she said, and I found this at Michael's. And guess what? I found it at Michael's. And it's really cute. It's deep enough. And I figure I've gone crazy making patriotic things, and it'll be perfect. And it's a little wagon. And the deal is that she said, you know, she got it at Michael's. And I thought, okay, there's a Michael's, 2 minutes from my house. So I went in there the other day. And of course, since it's June, the middle of June, it was on sale. It was 50% off. Yeah, it was 50% off. Since it's the middle of June, they had Halloween stuff out. And I was like, oh, darn. And I didn't see any patriotic. And then I kind of looked over in the sale thing, and they had a bunch of stuff and everything. And way on the end of the row was one of these.
Yes.
So, yeah. So now that's my incentive to get my pillows finished so I can put them in for whatever.
Great.
Yeah. So that was all, I think. I think that was pretty good. Oh, Vicki gave me that. I'll tell you about that later.
Okay. That's all the shopping we did.
Yeah, it's
That's some pretty good shopping. Yeah. Did you? Oh, we have one giveaway.
Yeah.
That we need to remind. Vicki Owsley won our Bent Creek bundle from our last 2 Flosstubes ago. So Vicki, if you're watching, please claim this. Otherwise, next time we will draw someone else who wants to stitch some Bent Creek.
Yeah.
And then, have you been doing any quilting?
It's not finished, but I have made some more of the bitty bags that I showed you the last time. I have started them, and I'm in the process of quilting. That's what takes the longest, is quilting them. They're 6 by 9, and you quilt every 1/4 inch.
Yeah.
And when I was doing them the other day, I was chain piecing them, but I used the air erasable marker. So I had to really go.
Yeah.
You mark every 1/2 inch, then you just stitch between the two of them. So I was stitching like crazy to get before it erased, and I made it. But so I'm almost finished.
Was that a mention during haul?
Yes.
Okay.
That's what I was going to show you.
Okay, while you're doing that, I'll show my quilting. So last year at the Threads of Mine retreat in Shipshewana, we got one of these Villa Rosa patterns called Acrobatic as a gift from Clothesline Creations, which is a shop in Middlebury, Indiana. I haven't been there yet, but I plan to go this fall. And I decided to make this into a Halloween quilt. And so I pulled a bunch of oranges and browns, and I got my blocks made last weekend. And I can't remember what last weekend wasn't the grad parties, was it? No.
Yes, because Paula came after the grad party. Yeah.
No, last weekend Paula was here. Anyway, I had a busy weekend, but I was like, in the middle of it, I was running down to my basement to sew. So I'll just show you the 12 blocks real quick. You take 2 pieces, you stack them, and then you make the inversion of each one. So that's the first 2 pieces. The next 2 are fun. Not for her, but anybody who likes cats. Look at that cute cat Halloween fabric. And this brown is one of the fabrics that was in my Halloween fat quarter pack that I was talking about before. So this is the inversion piece of that, and you can see the browns are spider webs. So there's 4 blocks, and this one's kind of wild. This block.
Wow.
But I mean, there's nowhere else you're going to use that fabric.
No.
Where's the other half of that one? Here it is. Got out of order.
Ooh. I like that
There's
one.
the other half. Yeah. It's not as
A
crazy.
little calmer.
But you put the browns next to the oranges, so it should all work out in the end and calm down a little bit. And then here is the next set. That was from Lois's stash. Both of these were actually. The inverse, that's some fairy frost, brown fairy frost.
Oh.
Right?
Wow.
Fairy?
Yeah.
No.
No.
Leaves and vines? I don't
Whatever.
remember
No, it's
what
not
was
fairy
called.
frost. Fairy frost is. You're missing.
Oh, this one. I've had that orange for a long, long time. Glad to finally find a great use for that. And then again, these got a little out of order, probably when I pressed and trimmed them. This is the inverse. This is another piece from that fat quarter pack that I had. Another brown with big spider webs on it. And then the last two, I didn't want to go crazy with obnoxious Halloween fabric, so I just included one. So there's the inverse block, and get ready, put your sunglasses on.
Wow.
That's kind of crazy,
wow.
But it'll be fun, and I'll probably put that like towards the middle of the quilt. So that's acrobatic. And
so all the blocks are made?
All the blocks are made. It's just 12 blocks, no borders. It makes a 42 by 56 quilt. So a nice lap size couch quilt.
Yeah.
And I know who I'm going to give this to, and I think they will love it. So my goal is to get that finished no later than beginning of July, and then quilted so that when I go up to retreat in the fall, I can take it with me and show, and then it will be gifted after that.
Sounds good.
Yeah. So I got a little bit of quilting in.
Yeah.
This morning we were talking at our stitching group about hemming pants. Didn't somebody come in the shop and ask?
Oh, we had a gentleman that came in yesterday. He said, I have some buttons that need to be sewn on, and then I have a blanket that's got a hole in it that needs it. And we were like, nope.
Wrong kind of stitching.
Nope. But there is a alterations person on the next block over, and we sent him over there.
So we were talking about how you can be a stitcher or a quilter and not do clothes or want to do clothes. And I was telling them that I have a pair of pants that I wear to work that the hem has fallen out of, and they've probably been down on my quilt frame for 2 months, maybe 3 months, because I never want to put the dang hem in my pants. So I've got to do that at some point soon too, so those pants can go back into the rotation. But yeah. Anything else that we didn't talk about?
Oh, we talked about what are we going to do for 4th of July stitching?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't bring mine, but I was thinking when I did my Stitch Mania and I pulled everything out, I had another piece that I was interested in starting for Stitch Mania that's a patriotic-ish piece, not like screamingly patriotic, but it is an Annie B's piece, and I've had it for a while, and I have had it all kitted up and ready to go. And I decided I'm going to start that on 4th of July for my July 4th start. And then I don't know, I might do some Christmas in July. I kind of run a little bit of Christmas stuff. I can tell you without a doubt that as soon as I finish my reindeer, I'm starting another reindeer pattern, because I have 2 or 3 in my kind of kitted up on deck bag, and I can't wait to start them. And I almost did one as Stitch Mania, and then I made myself not do it till I finished these reindeer.
Yeah.
So that might be my kind of Christmas in July. And so then I mentioned it to Mom that she could have a patriotic 4th of July start, and I found a few things for
So
her
she
to
went through
choose
my
from.
patterns. Yeah, so it's a possibility of this one, the Faded Flag by October House.
Do you want them to vote?
Sure, you could vote.
She loves it when other people tell her what to do.
Okay, so Faded Flag would be number 1. And this is Little Patriotic Fling by Lou Who Stitches would be number 2. And this is, now they're not going to give this before 4th of July, but okay. And this is Holiday Hoops,
Yeah,
4th
will.
of July.
They have a whole week.
Oh, yeah.
Holiday Hoopla.
Holiday Hoopla by, who did I say? Country Stitches.
No, with Thy Needle and Thread.
With Thy
Brenda
Needle-
Gervais.
Oh, okay.
You
Okay.
usually don't like her, but you like this one because
Yeah,
it's
for
4th
some
of
reason,
July.
I don't know. But anyway. And then the Patriotic Quaker, which...
Okay, so Holiday Hoopla.
No, there's more. Oh, yeah.
Number 3. Patriotic
Patriotic Quaker
Quaker,
is
number
number
4.
four, and then this
remember,
is-
this is not a giveaway. This is to tell her what to do.
This is all stapled together. I'm not going to take it apart. But this is Country Cottage Kids, and it's a cute little deal. So that's number 5.
What are they called? Stars and Stripes.
Stars and Stripes.
I stitched this one, and you liked it so much. You bought fabric to stitch it too, and you bought that at Keepsakes,
which has
and
been a
it's
while.
28 count cashel cream linen.
Yeah.
So you just need to pull colors for that. That was a fun one. I stitched that on a vacation in Michigan.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Maybe I should go to Michigan.
It's really cute. And that fits in a Mill Hill 8x8 frame.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So it's an easy one to FFO.
So,
All
okay,
right.
so numbers 1 through 5.
Let her know which piece you want her to start on July 4th. She may or may not agree with you, but you'll have to keep a little.
Yeah, I'll keep a running tab,
tally,
and I'll let you guys
people
know. And then on July 4th, I'll post a picture of the one I started.
Okay, that'll be fun.
How about that? That would be
Great.
a shock. Yeah, when I have another one downstairs, I was like, oh, and she said, just a minute. And next thing pulled up my sorted patterns now.
She
So it
has
wasn't
such a
hard to
nice
find.
basket of patterns that it was easy to find the patriotic section.
Yes, I have them well sorted,
Yes.
So.
And if you do one of the little ones, you could just keep going in July with more patriotic.
Yes, I could. Why not?
Yeah.
Why not?
Any of those would be a pretty quick
Oh,
stitch.
yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Good.
Yep. Lots to plan on.
Yeah. I have 2 weeks off work.
Yay.
Hopefully most of which I will not have to work. Next week we're headed to
Not true. She was working today while we were at lunch.
just messages. Not like I didn't have to open my computer. That's the goal.
Oh,
Not
okay.
opening my computer. If I have to answer a few things on my phone, that's fine. I just don't want to have to open my computer. We are headed next week to Northern California for some vacation. Looking forward to that. I hear it's going to be nice and cool out there. And I've been to one of the places we're going, but not the others. So we'll look forward to seeing some new places. I'll put some pictures on Instagram and then we'll talk about it next time.
And some new magnets.
Yeah.
Someday we'll have to take a picture of my front door.
We did. We've done that.
We did.
We've shared
Okay.
it. Yeah.
Okay. It keeps growing.
Then I have the week off of the 4th as well, and we will be going to Cincinnati for my son's freshman orientation at University of Cincinnati in the middle of the week, and then I have a couple days at the end of the week. So no solid plans yet, but hope to get a little bit of crafting in, and maybe we'll do some fun stuff. Yeah, we could have some finishing. Oh, we could dye some fabric.
Oh, that would be fun.
That would be fun.
Yeah.
That's what I have planned. Do you have anything planned? Okay.
No, just doctor visits and stuff.
Yeah.
I'm having some repairs done on the house. It started out with we found a piece of wood that had fallen off the house, and now we're into holy crap. I mean, he's just, he's wonderful. He's a great guy, but I said, just look around, and if you see anything that needs to be fixed. Well, now he wants to repaint my garage doors, which I don't think need it because they're not peeling. So we're having a little go around about that and stuff. But he's great, and I've used him for 20 years, and so he's done some really good work for me. So yeah, he's been having a ball. His saw is outside, and his ladders are on my front porch, and my husband keeps saying that fellow left his stuff here. I said, well, he's not done. Yeah, we're supporting him this month. So hopefully he'll work on that, and doctor visits. And
hopefully not too many in the next couple of weeks.
No, we have to go to the dentist and get a picture taken.
Oh,
and then hopefully, no, we don't have to go up to the podiatrist for 6 weeks. Yes. Yeah. So yeah, good. And so I'm looking forward to playing with a lot of the stuff. Like if Sue orders the needles, I'll have more needles, and I have plenty of stuff to finish, and I'll want to finish my bitty bags. They don't take long. I just have to look and see if I have the zippers for them. I think I do. Oh yeah. And then I have some yarn, and I got crazy and I made my youngest grandson a hat, and then I had enough left over that I made Jack a hat, and now I have 2 more skeins, which I didn't know I had 2, and so I think I'm going to make one for my son-in-law and one for my son. Great. And maybe Andrew will get the dregs. I'll put all the leftover yarn together and make him a hat.
I'd put Andrew ahead of Eric.
Oh, okay.
Because I think he's more likely to wear it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they both wear helmets when they ski, so
yeah. But when they're not skiing, they could wear a hat.
Good.
And then I want to work on Andrew's quilt, and What's the other one? There was another quilt that I was excited about working on.
Well, Ruthie's quilting one for you right now that should be back in the next little
Hopefully
while.
in the next week or so.
You'll bind that. But
hopefully there was another one I was excited to work on. God only knows where it went.
You'll get to experience that excitement all over again when you figure it out.
Not that there's a lot of crap in my room.
Yeah.
It doesn't look too bad today.
Yeah.
And I should start that pretty flannel one over there. That's
you
sitting
should.
there. Plus the other snowman that's in my bin.
Yeah.
Plus.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Well, our question for you today it's not a terribly stitching related question, but we're curious as we get to know you all. What is your favorite vacation spot? And then you can tell us if you want to add something stitching related. Do you travel with your stitching, or do you do something else while on vacation? Like, do you read or knit or not do anything? So
Drink a lot.
So tell us if you're a traveler with your stitching or traveler without your stitching, and where your favorite vacation spot is. Do you have a favorite spot?
I've always said that I don't consider it a vacation unless it's cooler than where I am.
Yeah.
That's why on our 25th anniversary we went to Alaska on a cruise because we were living in Houston. And I don't get excited about going down to the Bahamas or the Caribbean or any place like that. Florida, no swinging way. And I would go north.
Yeah.
Or west.
Yeah.
I'm still trying to convince my son and his wife, who bought a damn condo in Florida, that they should have bought one in Colorado so I could come cook for them while they ski. But we're still working on that. That's still a work in progress, let me put it that way. But no, I'm definitely a cool weather person. I don't get off to go in someplace where it's really hot. It's going to be interesting because this week it's going to be in the high 90s, and they're saying heat indexes of 100, which for Indiana is a lot.
Yeah.
I don't remember it being that hot.
It happens.
Yeah. But
for a
this
little
is early.
bit
This is early.
Yeah, it is early.
And so, I just can't wait for that. And then the bill for the air conditioning after that'll be even better. So and then I need to get the dog groomed. Her fur is growing around her toe. I've never had a dog that needed grooming before. All my dogs have always been short-haired. Yeah. And so Miss Cindy needs to be groomed.
She has, what did they call them at the vet? Grinchy toes.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you think of the Grinch, looks just like that.
So that's on my list. That's on my list.
All right. Well, until we see you again, it was great to spend some time with you. Wish you all in the U.S. Hope you have a great 4th of July. Yep. And outside of the U.S., we hope you have a great 4th of July too. Have some like apple pie or hot dogs or something American, and enjoy your day. And we'll be back sometime, probably around the middle of July.
Well, no, this is the 20th. Yeah, that'll be about the middle. 3 weeks.
Mid of July. We'll see you then.
By then, the princess will be gone.
She will. She'll be off in Pennsylvania.
Jack will still be gaming. And you'll be home.
Hopefully he'll be done with his thank you notes in another 3 weeks. Yeah. I bribed him the other night and I said, you're not allowed to have dessert until you write 2 more thank you notes. He was like, that's not really nice, but it's a good idea.
And dessert in their house is Bluebell ice cream. So he was definitely up for it.
Yes.
Definitely up for it. So, yes, thank you for joining us. You can reach Jennifer or me on twotallstitches@gmail.com. On Instagram, she is @JenQuilter. I am @GrandStitches. And that's all our information. Yeah. And if you're new, we would love for you to come back and to hit the like button and the subscribe, because it helps with our analytics. Getting better. I remember that word. And then we just hope you all have a good stitching summer.
Yes.
Or winter, depending on where you are.
Yes.
So
we'll talk to you soon.
Take care. Bye.
Bye.